Hey guys, Trailhound here. I picked up these two down trench coats from a local thrift shop. I paid $7 for them. I'm going to extract the down out of the inside of them with a shop vac. Seen it done before in a video by Digitizer 101, so we're going to see how it goes here and make it down under quilt. I got my shop vac here. This shop vac died on me. Apparently I just ran it too long, without giving it any brakes. So that one died. I broke out this other little guy, got it all cleaned up, and I only have this portion left here, some of the upper parts in the sleeve area to do in this jacket. You can see there I'm just cutting each panel out and just vacuuming it out one at a time. There's still some small pieces in the end. I might just shake it all out and vacuum it up off the floor. So anyway, just wanted to show you the progress here. These are the scraps that are left over from the jackets. And this stuff is super fluffy, and I can see why it's so lightweight and compressible. But man, does it really get around. I mean, I'm covered in this stuff, and most of my workspace here is completely covered in it, and it just flies around all over the place. So like I said, it's quite a mess. I've got all my channels stitched, and I've got my edges all cut off even. And what I've decided to do is, because of the way I want to make all my ends here, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and fill this first and sew it off at the end that I fill it from, and after that I'm going to go ahead and finish all the edges. Alright guys, so I'm pretty much ready to stuff the underquilt. And I have my bag of down right here. This is what I've collected so far. I could very well need more than this. This is what I have right now. I have a quilt, an entire bed quilt, down bed quilt that I can cut that up if I need to. It's really big, and it's way more than I know I'll need for this. And I was hoping to be able to get away with this. This wasn't meant to be a winter extreme cold weather type underquilt. This is meant for fall and spring, early spring. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start stuffing this. I got my schma here for keeping the feathers that are going to be flying around out of my mouth. I noticed when I was collecting the down up, I didn't wear anything, and I was coughing and hacking the whole night and the whole next day from breathing that stuff in. So anyway, I'm just going to do some stuffing here, and we'll see where we get. I don't know. I kind of thought maybe that these columns that I made here should have been a little bit wider at this point. Now that I'm looking at it, and it comes down to stuffing it. But we're going to see how it goes and see how it works out. I'm going to do one handful at a time per column to try to evenly disperse the down throughout, and we'll see where it goes in the end. Here we go. Gonna make a mess and gonna make a underquilt. So I've got all my down in here, and this top portion from here up, each of these columns of stuff is packed full. It's tight, and I know it shouldn't be that tight, but that's just what it is right now. I'm still debating whether or not I should take something and try to push this down in here, or if I should just go ahead and pin it all shut and sew it shut and then flap it around and hope that it'll spread itself out. I think what I'm going to end up doing is pushing it down in here just far enough that I can clear my seam lines, and I'm going to pin it up real good, and I'm going to go ahead and sew it, I think, and just hope that I'll be able to flap it around or beat it out and get that down to spread out in there. I'd say it's about halfway full right now. I mean, each one of these is completely solid with down, and of course I don't want them to be totally solid the whole way. I'd say I'm hoping that 50-50 is going to be good. If I filled it 50% of the way, it's packed full, the rest of what's in there should be able to work its way down through the rest and be able to compress and loft out the way I would want it to. So that's what I'm betting on. Don't know if it's going to work or not. This is my first try ever for making an underquilt, let alone one out of down. Fun factor was a 0 so far, so hopefully it's going to work out for me. What happened was I didn't even have to pin this. What I ended up doing was just pushing all the down into here far enough to where I could carry it over to the sewing machine, and just ran the first stitch right across. I never had to pin it or anything. And I took it outside and just flipped it around and whacked it around just like you would a sheet, fluffed it out, and the down spread out through each one of these tubes just the way I was hoping that it would. Alright, so here I got my buttonhole right here. I've got my the downs down here, and this is like my draft guard, I guess you would call it. And inside of here I have one of my shock cord sides run through, and it comes right out to the end here. It actually doesn't quite make it. Right there it is. It just sticks out past the end here if I pinch it just a littlest bit. So it's actually, you can just barely see it there. Sits right in. Now I got to run the other side through this channel, and it'll come right out here. And then just so you can see, then what I'll plan on doing is, this is going to be, here's the down, this will be the side channel for the suspension line, and I'm going to take this with the cord inside, and it's going to get tucked over just like that in a loop, and this whole thing will get another hem the whole way down here, suspension line running through, and then the seam that holds this loop in place will also lock this cord in this channel from moving on the sides. And when I draw it out in the middle here, it should bunch this up, I'm hoping, and this loop should stay intact like it is, but that cord that runs through this portion should also reinforce this corner. So that's the plan. There it is. So here it is. Got it all done. Laying on the table here, I've got some shock cord with 2 of these cord locks on either side that runs through lengthwise here, and then inside the channel that goes here where this draft skirt is another set of shock cords, so that I can pull that tight and brings it up closer to the hammock. So all in all, it turned out well. It's got, I'd say, probably actually in these tubes here, it's probably got about 3 inches of loft, and once that's gathered up by the ends, it's gonna, I think, fill in rather nicely. So I Just going to take it outside. I have my hammock here, which is due for some restructuring anyway, and that'll be one of my next projects here. I'm going to take it out and string it up and just put it underneath the hammock and see how it hangs. Alright, so I've got my daughter in here right now, and I just wanted you guys to see how this snugs up on that end. And the way I have it right now is just I have a beaner attached to my shock cord, and same way over here, snugs right up. Alright guys, so this is just the one last thing I wanted to add onto this video. Is I got the whole thing squashed up and put into this stuff sack, net mesh stuff sack, I guess. This measures 6 inches wide by 10 inches long. I just measured it with a standard ruler here. So we got about 10 inches and by about 6 inches. So that's what it compresses down into, and that doesn't have any compression straps on it or anything. Maybe if I had some compression straps or something, I might be able to get just a little bit smaller, but that's reasonable enough for me for now. So I just wanted to show that in a sack and what it compresses down to yet. Alright guys.